Thank you, Jamie. I'm so excited to pass the gavel to someone of such impeccable integrity and impressive ability. For those of you who know Jamie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's a visionary leader with tremendous enthusiasm for Houston. Jamie's been a huge contributor at the partnership for many years. As chair of the membership committee, chair of the economic development committee, and leader of the City with No Limits campaign. This past year, Jamie's been a great partner as vice chair. So congratulations are in order to the partnership for recognizing and selecting a leader of his caliber. I have tremendous respect and appreciation for the tireless staff that make the partnership the incredibly effective organization it is. Thank you for all that you do. It is a pleasure to work with each of you, and you make us all look good. To the executive committee, the board, and all the members, thank you. I'm so proud of our work together. The best part of being chair has been working with so many wonderful people like you. Of course, I want to give my heartfelt thanks to Bob Harvey for his leadership and his friendship. We are fortunate to have Bob as our CEO. He is a thoughtful, strategic, selfless leader deeply committed to building a greater Houston. Bob, we are grateful for all that you do for our community. I might be the first partnership chair to quote Duke Ellington from this stage, but he certainly got it right when he said, "A problem is a chance to do your best." This past year has given us the opportunity to do our very best for the city we love. At our annual meeting 1 year ago, we looked ahead at 2015, knowing some of the headwinds we would be facing. We dedicated ourselves to seeking solutions for all the people that call Houston home. We worked hard to make our city more prosperous, livable, equitable, and safe for everyone. I'm pleased to report that we made good progress towards all these goals in 2015. Through the hard work of many in this room, we made important advances in our Upskill Houston Workforce Initiative. I'm proud of our work on Upskill Houston because it not only fulfills a business need, it's an important investment in transforming the lives of thousands of Houstonians. To that end, we launched the petrochemical and construction sector efforts with leaders from industry, community college, and social service organizations. Our collective work has focused on attracting, training, and placing skilled employees in these two industries, with several more sectors to come online in 2016. The work continues behind the scenes as we prepare to launch the new Upskill Houston website later this spring. The site will serve as the region's central hub for career and training information. In addition to training talent at home, we've launched our Professional Talent Attraction Initiative to attract young professionals to Houston from across the country. This work was led by Nilafar Malavi from PwC. The initiative leveraged the City with No Limits campaign to equip local recruiters and HR professionals with tools to present all the many reasons young professional talent should build a career in Houston. As a part of this effort, we launched careerswithnolimits.com. This is the country's first regional job site to leverage the power of social media to connect Houston employees with job seekers from around the country. I encourage you to visit careerswithnolimits.com to learn how you can utilize the portal for your company. 2015 was a big year for the partnership in Austin as we saw key wins on our top priorities for the 84th legislative session. Our number one priority this session was increasing funding for pre-K programs, which we believe are the very early stages of preparing young Texans for the workforce 15 years down the road. The partnership and the Early Matters Coalition, led by Jim Postal and Scott McClelland, championed the effort to boost pre-K funding. Many of you are familiar with Scott and his warm and seemingly ubiquitous HEB commercials. Although he didn't bring J.J. Watt when he testified before the House Education Committee, he did deliver an impassioned presentation and invested his personal capital to capture the attention of the panel. This effort was bolstered when Governor Abbott named it one of his priorities at the beginning of the session. The result was House Bill 4, which added $118 million in funding for high-quality pre-K programs. This was a great first step, and perhaps most importantly, this demonstrated the impact we can have when we rally together around an issue. At last year's annual meeting, we also discussed investing in infrastructure that supports our economy. And in Austin, this meant taking the lead in supporting several smart, state-level transportation funding bills. Legislators passed and voters ratified Proposition 7 in November, which dedicated about $2.5 billion annually to state highway funding. To get this done, we activated our regional chamber network to build grassroots support across the Houston area. The strong support in our region was instrumental in the proposition passing at the statewide level. Back here in Houston, the most critical issue we tackled last year was Houston's financial situation. Under the leadership of Mark Watts, the partnership led a comprehensive study that resulted in 2 white papers on this subject. As demonstrated by the recently released city audit, the facts are clear. We face a substantial and growing problem that has significant consequences if we don't act with a sense of urgency. The partnership worked to broaden awareness of the issue and to position it front and center with our elected officials and the general public. The efforts have elevated the dialogue on this critical topic, and we look forward to working with Mayor Turner and others to address this matter in the coming months. I want to thank all of you who supported our efforts on Proposition 1, the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance. While this was not on our original agenda for the year, we believed it was important that the Houston business community make a strong statement in support of diversity and inclusivity and against discrimination of any kind. Finally, we answered the call from our friend and longtime board member Gerald Smith, who challenged the business community to join the discussion on racial equality in the criminal justice system. We convened a series of discussions with leaders from our region's law enforcement and judicial system, along with leaders from local churches and community organizations, to learn ways the business community can play a constructive role. Perhaps most importantly, we have become part of a small working group of leaders who are united to ensure the criminal justice system treats people fairly while making our community safer and providing opportunity for all our citizens. Of course, there is much work left to be done, but we've built a strong foundation from which to go forward. It was certainly a busy year, and I want to thank each of you who engaged in our work. None of these successes would have been possible without your dedication of time and resources to the work of the partnership. So I want to end the same place I started last year. I love Houston. That will never change. Thank you all for a great year that I will never forget. Thank you to my family for unconditional love and helping me always keep things in proper perspective. And thank you to J.P. Morgan Chase and all my colleagues for supporting me and giving me the chance to serve this great organization and this great city. I have loved the front row seat, which has allowed me to see just how incredible the people of Houston really are. Thank you.